dropping the ash, and this cigar completely flips the script. It is nothing like what it was just a minute ago in that first section. Hey folks, today we're taking a look at the Jaime Garcia Successor. It's a limited edition blend with only 5,000 boxes produced. This one is the Torpedo with the Habano wrapper. And if you remember, the Sumatra wrapper was Toro. Both are box pressed, both bear the same label, but they have different wrappers. We've already reviewed the Successor in the Sumatra seed wrapper. Today we're gonna be taking a look at the Habano. And if you're like me, you're wondering, is this cigar worth it? What's it like? Let's find out together. And this is a 6 1/8 by 52 box pressed Vitola with an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper over Nicaraguan guts.
What's going on, everybody? Mo Patina Cigars. I subscribe to Small Batch. You should too.
All right, so my first impressions with this blend are an intense, fiery red pepper, not unlike the Sumatra blend, the Toro size. Very, very intense pepper, red pepper for sure. And then again, not unlike the Sumatra, there is a little bit of a leatheriness, but this one with the Ecuadorian Habano wrapper also develops a malty backbone that kind of reminds me of certain beer styles. The smoke is thick. It's not super thick and chewy, but it's definitely got a thickness to it. There is a good amount of body on the palate with that lingering spicy sensation, and maybe a little bit of an earthy hay note as well, which I don't typically get from the Garcia family. Pretty interesting, but the spice. The spice is the signature Garcia flavor, and it is here. It is here in spades. And we could change things up here if we cut a little bit more off the cap. Probably reduce some of that peppery intensity if we wanted to. But the draw right now with just that little bit off is perfect. I cannot imagine a better draw. Generally speaking, I think the Ecuadorian Habano wrapper is probably the most versatile wrapper on planet Earth. I know I've probably said that before, but you can have a spicy blend with it. You can have a delicate, sweet blend with it. You can have a full-bodied blend or a milder blend. You can do so much with the Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. And I say all that to say that honestly, the first half inch of this and the Sumatra Toro, very similar cigars. Very similar right out the gate. But this is a breaking development story. This is my first time with this cigar, just like the Sumatra was my first time with that cigar. We are going to keep an eye on it and be back soon. Right around here, I'm getting something that's a little different. It is reminding me of an affogato type of bitterness along with a sweet, creamy sensation. The cigar is not creamy in any way to my palate. It doesn't leave any residual oils on the palate. It doesn't have a creamy texture, but the flavor profile reminds me so much of a gentle ice cream of sorts. But at this point, getting ready to drop the ash, the peppery sensations have kind of went by the wayside. Every now and then it is contrasting and lingering on the tip of the tongue, but for the most part, it is not a bully anymore. Definitely not that red pepper bully that it began with, much like the Sumatra. This is now a bully that has learned to share. A coming of age bully story. Dropping the ash, and this cigar completely flips the script. It is nothing like what it was just a minute ago in that first section. It is very smooth, very rich, but the body is even chewier. The smoke is chewier, the body is heavy, but pepper exits stage right. You're able, well, I am able to retrohale it for the first time. Oh yeah. There is a pastry-like sensation that happens right about here for me. That affogato type thing I was experiencing, not really happening anymore. Now I'm getting more of a milk chocolate, a distinct like buttered croissant flavor, and the texture is very creamy. Just so starkly different from the first section. That retrohale is so good, and it has like a a molassesy sweetness to it as well. But the pastry notes, that is why I smoke cigars right there. And in this section, a cedary woodiness also sets in, and almost like a bit of a pistachio type of sweetness. And sometimes, especially through the nose, I'm getting a distinct flan sensation. Man, oh man. And ever since we did the Sumatra review, a lot of folks have said, Dave, you seem to enjoy that one all right, but wait till you try the Habano. And I'll admit, the first third, I was a little confused because they smoke so similarly. Granted, if I were to smoke them in a side-by-side comparison or a back-to-back comparison, I might change my tune, but the Sumatra, I think, was a month ago, maybe. It hit a lot of the same points for me in the first third. But this section, the second third, completely different ball game. Man, flan, dark chocolate, little bit of cedar, a tiny bit of finished leather, and still a little bit of spicy red pepper to contrast. And in case you didn't know, the Jaime Garcia, the original Reserva Especial, that cigar is one of the best cigars to age. Same thing with like the Don Pepin Garcia, the blue label. Yeah, take some of those, put them in your humidor for 4 or 5 years, will blow your socks off. And I can only imagine this one would age better as well. And remember earlier on, I thought this would probably be about a medium plus blend. I was wrong. I am feeling it, the nicotine strength, quite well early in the morning. I would say this is medium to full, at least. Probably gonna hit full territory by the time we get to the end. And it's got the body to match. And I love that the body has continued to build and it just gets heavier and denser on the palate. And if I wasn't getting ready for a wedding soon, I would probably pour a flight of different whiskeys to try this out with. I think this would make a great Scotch pairing as well as coffee. I mean, I love coffee with bolder cigars, and I think this one could pull it off quite easily. But for Scotch specifically, I'm thinking um, the Dalmore cigar malt. I think it would really make this one sing. And kind of weird, but I do want to try it with like Lagavulin 16 as well. I think just a little bit of peat might even make the sweeter notes stronger. And right around here, we are back like we never left with affogato, rich espresso, subtle vanilla ice cream underneath. My God, this cigar, the second, third, chef's kiss. All right, let's see what other people are saying about this cigar. And the only thing I'm able to find online is a 97-point rating from Stogie Press saying, quote, "This is truly an elegant cigar." And I would have to agree, especially the second third. The first third was a pepper bully, but now harmony, pure harmony. So good. All right, guys, that's it from us. I hope you have an awesome day. We'll see you soon.